Hello, happy Monday. Welcome back to a chapter a day. It's a beautiful sunny day outside, even though it's cold. But beginning of a new work week, or maybe half of a work week, for those of you who are still out in the workplace, enjoy the few days before, I guess, you get a break, a holiday for, as we celebrate what we call Christmas. I don't like to say Christmas because, again, that combination of Christ and Mass, being from a Caribbean island that celebrates Carnival, we call it Mass. So when I see Christ and Mass, I don't know, I'm kind of reluctant to use the two together, but that's just me. So enjoy the time with your families as it comes around, and I pray that each day will be a blessing for you as you go along. So today we are starting a new book. 2 Kings, the book of 2 Kings. The last time I recorded, we did a review of the book of 1 Kings. So now we are going to be going into the book of 2 Kings. So let's see what it has in store for us. Chapter 1. Then Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab. And Ahaziah fell down through a lattice in his upper chamber that was in Samaria and was sick. And he sent messengers and said unto them, Go enquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, whether I shall recover of this disease. But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, Arise, go up to meet the messengers of the king of Samaria, and say unto them, Is it not because there is not a God in Israel that you go to enquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? Now therefore, thus saith the Lord, Thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die. And Elijah departed. And when the messengers turned back unto him, he said unto them, Why are you now turned back? And they said unto him, There came a man up to meet us, and said unto us, Go, turn again unto the king that sent you, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Is it not because there is not a God in Israel that thou sendest to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? Therefore thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die. So here's what's happening. A new king is reigning. Ahaziah is the son of Ahab. We read about Ahab in 1 Kings. Ahab had married a woman named Jezebel. They were both committing idolatry and causing Israel to idolatrize. God punished him. They did some stuff, and eventually he was killed during battle. His son Ahaziah has taken over apple tree syndrome. So Ahaziah now is sick. He has sent to a pagan god, which is, of course, is just Satan in any other form, to ask about his sickness, whether or not he will recover. God sent Elijah as his servants were going to inquire of this false god, to tell him that because he is sending to this pagan god to inquire instead of coming to God, the God, that he will surely die. He will not come off of that sick bed, he will die. So let's see what happens, verse 7. And he said unto them, What manner of man was he which came up to meet you, and told you these words? And they said unto him, He was an hairy man, and girt with a girdle of leather about his loins. And he said, It is Elijah the Tishbite. Then the king sent unto him a captain of 50 with his 50. And he went up to him, and behold, he sat on the top of an hill. And he spake unto him, Thou man of God, the king hath said, Come down. And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, If I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50. So, after the servants of Ahaziah have met Elijah, and Elijah told them, because you're going to a pagan god instead of the God to ask about your condition, you'll die. And Ahaziah is now saying, who is it was the man that met you? And he recognized Elijah, because Ahab, who was Ahaziah's father, and Elijah always had some confrontation because God would send Elijah to tell Ahab of his wrongdoing. And he did not like that. So he wanted to kill Elijah at one time. So Ahaziah the son knows who Elijah is. So he sends 50 men with those 50 servants he had sent before. So now it's 100 men, and he's sending them to capture Elijah. Elijah is sitting on top of the mountain, and he's telling them, if, let's see, he said, if I am a man of God, I will ask fire to come down and consume all of you. And that is exactly what he did. And fire came down and consumed the whole 100 set of men. Okay, now let's see what happens. Verse 11. Again also he sent unto him another captain of 50 with his 50. And he answered and said unto him, O man of God, thus had the king said, come down quickly. And Elijah answered and said unto them, if I be a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And the fire of God came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. And he sent again a captain of the third 50 with his 50. And the third captain of 50 went up and came and fell on his knees before Elijah, and besought him and said unto him, O man of God, I pray thee, let my life and the life of these 50 thy servants be precious in thy sight. Behold, there came fire down from heaven and burnt up the 2 captains of the former 50s with their 50s. Therefore let my life now be precious in thy sight. And the angel of the Lord said unto Elijah, go down with him, be not afraid of him. And he arose and went down with him unto the king. So Ahaziah the king has sent out, after the first set, 2 sets of 50s were consumed by fire, he sent out another set. They were consumed. Then he sent out another one. This set said, you know what, I've heard of what happened with the first 3 sets of captains and their 50s. Please, don't let, please, I know you're a man of God. Please don't, well, in other words, spare the life of me and my servants. Because he recognized, you know what, this is not just any trickery thing. This is a man of God we're dealing with. So God sent an angel and told Elijah, go on ahead with them and you will be okay. Verse 16. And he said unto him, thus saith the Lord, forasmuch as thou hast sent messengers to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, is it not because there is no God in Israel to inquire of his word? Therefore thou shalt not come down off that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die. So he died according to the word of the Lord which Elijah had spoken. And Jehoram reigned in his stead in the 2nd year of Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, because he had no son. So Ahaziah had no son. So Jehoram, who was the son of Jehoshaphat, became king. Okay? And now verse 18. Now the rest of the acts of Ahaziah, which he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? And that is the end of chapter 1 of 2 Kings. So we see God showing up and showing once again that he is God. And he will protect his people too. No one, when you touch God's people, you touch the apple of his eye, and there will be consequences. People think, you know, you can tell God's people anything, treat them anyhow, and it's okay because we are supposed to be loving and etc., etc. And yeah, we are called to be loving, but you know what? God will take vengeance on us, on his children. So when people think they're getting away with hurting God's people, no, you're not. God will deal with you in his time. And that is our reading for today. Very short and to the point. So, again, remember, keep listening. Faith comes by hearing God's word. Take care. Bye.